Chris, Matt McGavin, Sports Illustrated.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Going back and watching the tape from the exhibition against Kentucky State, how well do you think your guys executed this new offensive system with it being their first time against an actual opponent?
We're not a finished product by any means. I thought our baseline effort was really good. That's where it starts, just our remembrance to run the floor each and every trip, whether it's going to be productive for you individually or not. And I thought, we were much better than the other times where we've scrimmaged for longer periods of time, whether that was red-white, whether that's been an inter-squad, in the practice facility. I thought, our attention to that was much greater. We didn't run very many set plays. We have a whole package of set plays in that, we opted not to run. The execution on a few things underneath out of bounds, a few of the sets we did run, timing could have been better, should have been better. But I think I was more in tune to finding out, would we carry over our habits of running the floor and pushing the ball and playing with the space that we preach every day in practice more than the execution of set plays and things that we quote-unquote run. So from that standpoint, I was pleased.
Chris, was there anything that you saw that maybe was surprising that you weren't expecting, or maybe players or something that really stood out from the game and film-wise that was a little pleasant for you?
I don't know if anything stood out. I mean, no disrespect to our competition, but we're not going to get we're going to get much better defensive effort. I thought we could have taken a shot really whenever we wanted to, and that's not how it's going to play out when we start playing real games. But the area that I thought we could have been and should have been better defensively was defensively. And I thought first half we were better than we were in the second half. First 8 minutes, we needed to be tighter on that end of the floor off the ball and more in tune to where our positioning needed to be, whether we're one pass away or two passes away. That's no different. A lot of times early in the season you see that, but a few guys need to really get better in that area.
Chris, how different will the test be you get tomorrow night compared? I mean, the Kentucky State team, those guys hadn't, I don't think, practiced all together. Is this a group that's been together a little more?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that returns all 5 starters and that really their whole roster. They had a really good season. They were one of the hottest teams at the end of the year in their division. So, they're going to be much more organized. They're going to be sharper. They're going to be a little bit more experienced. And our team recognizes that and understands that. And so we're going to have to be better than we were against Kentucky State as we battle tomorrow night. And hopefully we're better in some areas too.
Ken Spencer, WHAS 11. Chris, the other night, he didn't play a ton, but Sidney Curry seemed like he did some nice things. Had he been showing those kind of same things in practice, or was that one of those situations when the lights came on, he came on?
I was really pleased with how Sidney played. I think that he's been steadily improving. He was the last guy to really join our program besides Mason. So Sidney really didn't have much of a summer, if any. And so everything that was thrown at him in the very beginning was conditioning based, trying to get him to lose weight and get in better shape. And, everything that our team had learned in June and July, Sidney had to start learning in August and late August. So it's there's a lot of catch-up work. And meanwhile, we're putting new things in September and October. So it's coming at him fast and furious. I thought the way he played the other night was really positive for our team. He did a great job. We got to keep making improving steps with Sidney's play.
With that said, how close is he condition-wise? And I think he said on media day he lost like 27 or 28 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to play guys, 8, 10, 12 minutes at a time, especially when you have a guy like Malik there who's rock solid. But, Malik goes down with foul trouble or something happens, Sidney's going to have to be able to come in and play for us. So, he's a guy that we're going to count on. He's a guy that's got to be improving and learning our system. But no, I've been pleased with Sidney. He probably has to lose between 5 and 10 more pounds. He's a naturally thick, strong kid. So it's, he's not just losing what we all as adults could spare to lose.
Yeah, Chris, Rick Bozich, WDRB. You've got a deep team. Do you anticipate yourself playing more guys than you've normally played in the past? And how many would you be comfortable playing on a regular basis?
Yeah, I think that depends on how well they're performing. But we want to play definitely more than we've played in the past. But our roster also allows us to do that. You know, we have, at least knock on wood right now, we have 12 healthy scholarship players that, and then we, get Gabe back here in a couple weeks. That's 13. So that's a full boat. I think all of them, while there may not be huge separation in terms of ability level, I think they're all very, very talented players. And because of the way that we're playing on both ends of the floor, we're going to have to use more players.
Chris, you addressed this a little at the ACC. You talked about fighting the allegations with your last breath. Can you clarify whether you think they are unfounded or that they are too severe or not severe enough to be level 2?
Yeah, I'll talk about West Georgia today, Tim. I appreciate the question, though.
Chris, is there a list of things you want to get done before your suspension starts, though? And do you feel like you're doing well in getting that stuff done? And when exactly, when will you not be able to have contact with the team?
So good question. Every year we sort of lay out a master calendar between when we start officially in the fall and when our first game's played. And so you want to have an idea of what all you need to get in, where you feel comfortable on game one. And we've stuck to that. Now there's going to be some, things between, the time I leave, which would be after practice, more than likely on November 8th. And that suspension will start November 9th. And so then for the next, 2.5 weeks till the 27th through the 27th on that game day, they'll be in good hands with Mike. And, he and I have talked during that time. But, there's going to have to be some, decisions they make on their own. You can't just plan for the unexpected. You can certainly have plan A and plan B. But, things are going to come up in a 2.5 week period of time. They always do, no matter, what part of the season you're in. The good thing is Mike has, 10-plus years experience with me in our system. Ross is a magician on the offensive end. And, all three of those guys have terrific relationships with our players. So, yeah, we've prepared as much as we can. And then part of it's just you got to do it.
Chris, I noticed
in the fire.
I noticed the other night in the exhibition game that you actually had Mike sitting down and kind of running some of the timeouts and the huddles and stuff like that. Is that just getting him ready? And how much do you watch over him in that moment?
Yeah, I just didn't have anything else to say to our guys. No, I told him, hey, you want to take this huddle? And not that was planned or scripted. I tried during the course of the game to not be up as much and barking instructions to our players. Twofold, let them figure it out, and also my voice is going to be missing here in a week or so. So I don't want to be a dominant voice through the 2 exhibition games, and then it's just strange for them not to have that guy on the sideline. So I sat a lot against Kentucky State, and that was sort of planned, and probably will do the same thing tomorrow night. But Mike has been in 1,000 huddles, maybe not in front of the public, and certainly there's a greater spotlight when the games are played because of you guys and the fans and stuff. But he knows how to coach players. He knows how to organize a team, and he'll have great messages when he's both in front of people, and in the practice facility.
We know Noah can shoot the ball, and he was just talking about defense when he was in here, and he said
Wow.
sometimes he
You're
reverts.
lying. He paid you for that, Jody, didn't he?
He said sometimes he reverts to old habits.
That means no habits.
What does he need to do to get better, and how much has he improved even since he's been here?
He's definitely gotten better. He's got a ways to go. A few of our guys do defensively. Defense is one, understanding. Where am I supposed to be? And then 2 is effort. Some guys are on defense just to rest until they get on offense, and some guys it means a whole lot to them. We got to get more of those type of attitudes on our team. And, I think sometimes it fluctuates. But, so much good on offense can come from a strong defense. I mean, they're intertwined. And so our ability to play harder with more effort, with better communication, I want to see that grow tomorrow night. We got to be better. We didn't talk much about defense until we got going in the fall, but that's a big deal for our team.
Hayes Gardner with the Courier-Journal. Chris, back to the rest of the month of November. Personally, will it be a challenge for you not to be able to interact with your staff? Will you be taking notes during games? What will it look like for you? Will you watch on TV? What will that look like for you?
It'll be very difficult. I've never been through it, so I don't know. I think if I was just sort of spitballing, I'm probably sitting on the couch watching the game, and then after 5 minutes, anyone's guess. I don't know how I'll act. I won't have a notebook because I can always just rewind and, watch it and do that. But, in live play, I won't have a notebook.
Speaking of difficult, getting ready for a big game or being a parent, watching your kids in a state tournament last night, what's more difficult for you?
It's more nerve-wracking when you're just sort of sitting there supporting your kids and the team. It's more nerve-wracking. I think you feel like you have a little bit more control when you're the coach of a group. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm happy for my kids. I'm really happy for their seniors at Sacred Heart. Those kids been through a lot and never gotten to this point. So 3 more. Thank you.